Hello, my name is Caden, and today I'm going to specifically be talking about the driver information system in my 1990 Oldsmobile 98 Regency Brougham. Very long, elegant name, I know. Anyway, so the driver information system, this specific setup, I believe, started to be offered in 1988 models. As you know, an extra purchase option. Back in the day, you could kind of really pick and choose how you wanted your car to come. And so this was a feature offered. Now, this wasn't offered in my vehicle. I have since added this to my car. If you want to see how, I have a video of myself installing that. So anyway, we're going to just flip our ignition on here. And you'll see it says good afternoon, and that it's Wednesday, July 16th. And then it goes to whatever display it was sitting on. So we'll just start with where it's at now. We have gauge inputs, so we have tachometer input, battery voltage input, coolant temperature, and those are the only three on that. So now we'll go over to some other functions. We have fuel range, which is calculated based off your miles per gallon, of course, which goes to our second 17.6 average miles a gallon. I know it's not great. This car just stays around in the city, though, so a lot more time sitting at stoplights than normal. So you have that. You have your instant miles per gallon, and then just your average. So continuing with fuel, it will also tell you your gallons used, and that's all that there is under that tab. Now to reset this, you would just hold reset under each one. Now I'm just going to reset this one because I don't really care about that one that much. But it does not reset these. To reset any of these, except for this, but to reset, you would just hit the reset button on whatever display is selected. Now we'll go to oil. So oil, it is not oil pressure, it is actually an oil life monitor. So the oil life monitor, of course, based on, engine RPMs, temperature, all sorts of inputs for that. So, and to reset this, it isn't just a simple reset. You can't have it be that easy. So it actually has you hold oil and reset at the same time for about 5 seconds. And that's how you would reset that. So also, I should mention, this does keep memory to an extent. So this will actually, if you unhook your battery, the oil life will not reset to 100%. So like on my digital cluster here, if I unhook my battery, my trip will reset to 0. And other things will reset on this, such as the date and time, which we'll go to next. So it tells you the date and time. And so this is actually accurate, and it keeps time all the time, and it's actually pretty accurate. You have English/metric to, change your gallons to your liters and etc. So now another feature we can go over. You can actually set destinations. For example, you can hit destination and reset, and it will make you enter a distance anywhere from 3 digits to 4 digits. So you can, but I'm just going to hit reset because I'm not going to set that. So you cannot do a trip of, say, 50 miles. You can only do sets of 3 or sets of 4. So you can set it up to 9,999 miles, or you can set it to 111 miles. And then it will give you an estimated time arrival. So we'll just, let's actually go ahead and we'll set a destination of 111 miles, and it will give us an ETA Wednesday at 10:03 p.m. So like I said, a lot of city driving, so it's going to take that into effect. So it might not be as accurate, but you can reset that under this tab. So you can always reset that and go back to ETA. And this is a timer for time elapsed, which can also be reset at any time hitting the reset. And this will only go when the ignition is on. So the time elapsed will. I'm not so sure about this, but I believe it should only calculate when the ignition is on. So, but if it says that, I'm just going to reset it. If I could figure out how to reset it, hold on. Okay, so it looks like to reset this, you could just put all zeros. And that's what it'll do when you get to your destination, is it'll say trip complete. So yeah, I'm also, there may be some things I'm forgetting to mention. So one of them, let's just go ahead and start the car. I'll show you that the tachometer one actually works. So we start the car, nice floppy vents. You heard that blend door. Anyway, that's the tachometer. So when I accelerate, it's actually pretty responsive. And then you have your battery voltage and your coolant tab. All these things are super cool. And yeah, that is the driver information system on the Oldsmobile 98. I know this used to be called, I believe in the 86, 87 models, they had something similar to this, but they called it auto calculator. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me more about that. I just love pushing the buttons, the noise. It, like, I don't know why, it satisfies my brain. I know all the modern cars have this stuff now in like a display straight in front of you on a cluster and whatnot. That's really complicated to navigate through a lot of the time. Maybe not. Once you get used to it, they're not so bad, but you know, this is very cool, limited technology around in the late 80s that was not available on 99% of other vehicles. So just figured I'd, you know, share that. I'm gonna shut that off now. Turn it back on. Still says good afternoon. And then it will go time and date. And to reset the time is really easy. You would just go to your date and time, hit reset. I will put photos of what the owner's manual for this car says, how to use it, and how it functions, and maybe some other features I didn't forget. But yeah, just wanted to show that off because it's pretty cool. So another thing I forgot to mention, there is like a master reset for your fuel range, your speed, lots of things. There's like a master reset for a couple things. The date and time, I believe, is included as well. Like I said, I'll put photos of what the owner's manual says in the video. But you would just hold the reset, I believe, for 5 seconds, and it will reset all of those items. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good rest of your day.